I just realized he's not a robot. He's made of bones.
Run, 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 run!
Right. Oh shit, wait, he sees this.
Yeah, that's why I ran!
Oh, dude, you can use the nets to climb. Backpack. Dude,
What the fuck?
he's reaching in.
He can grab
He's
me!
reaching
Oh my
in.
god!
So as you can see, playing co-op, I learned a thing or two, and we got pretty far. I still needed to make the controller in my world, but I did learn some things that make life a little bit easier, like that electric trap I got given the idea for, this vacuum just to suck crap up with, and then the trolley to put stuff in, which just makes it so much better. You can just run back and call it back home and then pick the stuff up, or you can just walk it home, whatever's good. It just makes it a lot easier to go farming for stuff, because you need a lot of stuff. I still needed one more security CPU, whatever they call it, from these robots. So I devised this plan to just have two of these. The cooldown's kind of like a little bit whack on them, but you know, just running it around, doing this for a bit. It didn't take that long. Managed to get that, crafted up the controller so we can hack doors and finally get into new locations. The first location, I found a pretty cool backpack. Not in the bathroom. There. And then the next location, I found an entire blicky with a bunch of ammunition, which was pretty cool, and I also really like this detail. See, my skill is whack because I'm a security guard that uses a baton, so I don't know how to load the gun properly, but I do my best. I also can't aim for crap. See, the aiming's going everywhere. A little bit like how it feels to shoot in Resident Evil. Pretty damn cool detail, though. The next place I unlocked, besides that guy, had this entire porthole in it that took me to that weird universe that I was just in with Ryan a second ago. There's also a hazmat suit in here, a spare lead vest, and apparently a button that can change the weather later on, which is pretty damn cool.
Sorry, terrorist. Do not reignite the rift. There are abominations within. My brethren crossed over to seal your folly. Is the cost of your knowledge not already clear? If you will not stop yourself, we will.
Cinematic as hell. So we end up going through this porthole and ending up in this Silent Hills, Siren Head looking town. Pretty damn cool. Apparently, there's like a voice that comes over the radio in the normal world every now and again that says that these portholes reset, which is really good news for me because I ended up getting a pet later on, and you need the food from this world to feed that pet, or at least you find it more often here. And this is just one of the worlds you go to, but I like this. It was like looting in a zombie apocalypse. Also found a lot of seeds and stuff here, but I was thinking, you know, I'm not really gonna make a garden until like later. I couldn't be bothered. Then we found this dude who,
Watch out, of course you watch out. Like them, the giants.
Yeah.
You are trapped here, but shut down the devices. Your devices. Remove the power cells. 1, 2, 3. You'll have your way out. But what then? When you've opened your door, what then? Hey.
so yeah, we basically just had to sneak past these giant dudes. I stopped in here because I didn't notice this the first time, and it was kind of interesting, but it turned out to be just nothing, which almost got me killed. Lucky for me, this guy is too big, but I did get to have a pretty cool look at him because he couldn't get over the fence. Thank God. Anyway, I waited for him and then absolutely legged it. There is a few more of these things to get past. That building over there is actually where Ryan was stuck. I ran in the playground because I wanted to see if the slide would work. And he ran in there for some reason. I'm pretty sure you can just go out this side there, but I didn't want to with that thing stumping around sounding like it was coming for me. I wasn't feeling that. Anyway, sneak past him. Then there's one more to sneak past before we get into this, like, police station looking place. Now, weirdly enough, when I came here in Ryan's world, because he owns that other world that I was playing on, for some reason there was nachos and stuff on the counter and different items. So the worlds are a little different. Also, he has this guy called Coworker that just wanders around on all fours at night. It's kind of funny, but it's a little creepy. Anyway, 1 power cell out of 3. We now learned how to make a pipe pistol and some ammunition for it. A porthole opens up and we get to go to the next place. This place was actually cool as hell. It was like an old arcade. Like, check that out. That is cool. It's like a bowling alley arcade type thing. And I couldn't help it. You can steal some of these arcades. They're really heavy. They're like 20 kilos. So I can only take one. So I took the zombie one because that one's cool as hell. Another power and another porthole. Now this one's kind of creepy, dude. You're just like stuck in this giant library, Resident Evil 4 style, and immediately he sees me. I had to drink a can of peas to calm down. Now right here, my memory was a little fuzzy. I was like, where was that door? Because keep in mind, I did manage to do this in Ryan's world without knowing where the door was. He just suggested, hey, what about that big-ass door right there? It's important to note I cut it out, but I found a lot of nachos in here too, which really helpful. Later on, you make a pet bed, you make a pet trap and stuff, and then you can also feed the pest and tame it. Pretty cool. Also, these computers, pretty sick. They like have little lore dumps in them, and sometimes you learn a schematic or like a location or whatever from just reading that. That is pretty cool.
Dr. Mance reporting. On the advice of Keystone, Gate has established a facility here in Flatton. We judge it unwise to advertise our activities, so for the time being our presence is, necessarily clandestine, if not a bit syrupy. The location was selected for the convergence of certain geomagnetic forces that amplify the power of our perforation equipment. We stand poised on the brink of an entirely new technology. I'm convinced of it.
I may soon.
Yeah, so if you can hear me muting the mic, also I didn't want to talk at the same time as that guy. But what a time for this guy to need to use the toilet. Like, are we for real right now? I'm being chased by a 10-foot tall skeletal thing, and now I need to use the toilet? Either way, pretty pretty simple, quick way through here. I did notice there was a toy of that big guy over there, but I didn't want to risk it. Third and final cell, and this brings us back home. I really like the fact that, like, there's just, like, random porthole leaps like this. Now, there's a bit of a lore dump here, so I'm just going to let them talk.
That it knows we're here, Janet. There's nothing holding it back. Flat Hill is open.
You'll have to forgive my colleague, Abe. He's had a bit of a shock. We tried to get out through Flat Hill, and, well, some people died. Then, some genius deactivated the composer containment system. So, clearly, we need to find another exit out of here. And that's looking like Manufacturing West. I don't exactly enjoy the idea, but our options are limited.
So yeah, they basically just said because we went to Flat Hill through the porthole or something, we brought it here. And you will see that later. I went back to my base to hear my new save room music, which is pretty cool. And then I also made a shotgun and got a new pet. This little pest was not easy to catch. For some reason, they don't just run into the trap. They'll like fully like start headbutting you and stuff. And I tried leaving a trap like where they are for a while to see if they just go in it by themselves, but nah. But they lose a little dude. Eventually, I had to figure out where the fog off button was, which was pretty funny because Ryan just somehow knew it was there. He said he just like briefly looked at it and just remembered it in the most randomest occasion.
At first, I thought it was an accident. Those creatures everywhere. But then these terrorists came, hunting us. Now I don't know what to believe. What do they want? If I can just get to the blacksmith, he'll know how to get out of here. He's wired into this whole sector, and his forge is a fortress, so he should be safe. I think. I'll open the door for you now, but I'm telling you, they're shooting at anything that moves. Be careful.
Alright, so now we're dealing with people with guns, which is why I have not been wasting the ammunition to this point.
Oh, hey, I'm over here in the crane. The glass is bulletproof, but these guys don't know the meaning of give up. I keep hearing them talk some kind of code. Whatever. I figure the best thing I can do is distract them, so they don't notice poor suckers like you. I'm guessing you're looking for a way out. But first thing those trigger-happy assholes did was lock down the crossroads. You could push straight through if you got the guts. Or you could get smart and work your way around them. Head for the garage. Try and touch base with the blacksmith. He ain't going anywhere. I know what I do.
Alright, so my gun skill is incredibly low, and it's kind of funny how this turned out, because it took so much more to kill this guy than it should have.
Ignis vans! Jagd granadas! Ignis pillar!
But he did drop a military backpack, which was pretty damn handy. Oh yeah, they also drop ammunition, but it's not enough to cover it if you're straight shooting them, so I tried hitting this guy first, sneak style, but I don't know, maybe I don't have enough sneak damage. Another awkward gunfight. Crouching does seem like a little bit better because you get like a tiny bit of a crosshair, but it's still not as accurate. Anyway, I had to like sneak across here because the only other way to get in here was to have like a tier 2 security clearance thing to hack, and I didn't have that. I'm not gonna lie, I underestimated how many shots it would take to kill him, because I fought them before with like a wooden club or like the lamest of weapons and killed them with ease, but I don't know, they seem to have gotten tougher somehow. Like, it's bad enough they teleport, but like, they take a fair few hits now. Yeah, while moving through here, this dude just like bust in. Started like shooting me with like an automatic or something. I don't know what he shoot me with, but it didn't feel good. And my bullets are not doing anything to this man. Yeah, I figured the best thing to do is just to try to use the door as much as possible. Confuse him, use it as cover. It seems to be bulletproof. He did drop this pretty cool helmet though, and a little bit of ammunition. The helmet gives you more XP for shooting and reloading when you wear it. And then I decided to utilize these traps because after all, we are scientists in this game. That worked way better than I was expecting. I believe there's some kind of horde night system. If you're at home when it says the night feels eerie, your base gets attacked. But if you're not home, it seems to just like go away, I guess. I don't know. I think the game might end up in like a tower defense situation later on down the track. Anyway, managed to make my way through there and get some power cells out while I'm at it.
This is no place for the killers. I need to get to the surface tunnel, but the soldiers are waiting.
Yeah, this was like way too funny. I don't even know how this guy ended up like this. Smacked his beret off. And then just as I kind of thought would happen, he just fell. I don't know what the point of that beret is. Either you can trade it, but yeah. And then I finally caught one of these dudes. It took me forever to get one of these. And he dropped this, it's like a rat scanner, I think, but it doesn't work. You can just smack people with it. Then I had to talk to the blacksmith for the mission.
We don't got a lot of time. Radio's out. Frake's gone AWOL. And the place is crawling with gunned up psycho cowboys. They ain't shut me down yet. But folk like you need to be getting to the surface tunnel. Roadway's locked up tight, so you need to find a way through the security doors up there. Maybe you can hack through somehow. They don't exactly leave the codes lying around, if you know what I mean. If you need something, though, I can help. Equipment, gear, whatever. I can make it. You got what I need.
So yeah, he basically said we needed the tier 2 security, and I forgot this is when I made the shotgun, not before. And this thing was actually pretty damn good, dude. Also, this is the pet. You can equip him and he can come with you, but he has a health bar, so I don't want to risk him. That's the shotgun. It kind of charges up, but it two-shot that guy. And also, I figured out these office chairs, you could just ride them home. This is way better than walking. It doesn't take stamina. You can actually pull your gun out like this as well. It's pretty funny. Oh yeah. I also realized that every night I've been forgetting to go to this fan at the start. It turns off at night when the power goes off. Like, kind of should have guessed that in the first place, but I figured it out in Ryan's world. And then you open this up and fall down. And there's this really cool like storeroom back here that already has like a lot of like shelving and some ammunition and stuff. It kind of looks like it'd be a pretty cool base location. I might move here. As you can see, it's pretty spacious, got a lot of electricity, this and that stored here. And while I was here, I also found coworker. It turns out he was locked back here, which I don't know if that's the reason he was out in Ryan's world or if that's the reason for all this blood. But you can feed this dude for some reason. Let's do that.
Resetting in 3, 2, 1. Reset complete.
He was totally fine with this snack wrap. So I gave it to him. He said some really goofy thing.
Thanks for the num-nums, pal.
You know, if he wasn't so creepy, I think he'd be kind of cool. So I went back to go buy him 2 more of the same thing. And the dude was like, nah, I don't want it. More for me, I guess, but like, come on, dude. You're making me waste my money here. So now I got super curious what happens if you just keep feeding him.
Great to have a friend like you. Time to headhunt some new talent.
Yeah, that happens. And dude, I went looking for him in the direction he went. I thought he might have went through the base or something. Nah, that dude was gone. He just took off that quick. It was kind of creepy. Anyway, so I decided to go back and go through this place now that we have the new security controller and stuff made and all that. And just try to like get our way through it. Those rat dudes are so annoying. You maybe waste a shot because it charges. See, this opened up a whole new section, but unfortunately the tunnel is broken here, so I decided to just go further up and check it out. Then I found this dude, kind of creepy.
We are together in this petition. We came here to cleanse and protect, but this chaos is beyond our capacity to suppress. We are beset by demons from the depths of the mines, and that termagant freak has holed herself up in the processing plant. I must warn my brethren, this course is impossible. But our engineers collapsed this tunnel to ensure no egress. We need another way to bring tidings of this terror to the tribunal. Frake is concealing the escape from us. I am sure of it. She hides in her fortress, letting us rot here.
I'm going to be honest, I was ready to call it a day there, and then while looking for Frank, this happened. This thing scared the crap out of me so bad I started missing shots. I was not expecting that. I've never seen one of these things before. I didn't know they could even exist. I immediately put down the trap, pulled out the shotgun, and just... yeah. Missed 3 or 4 shots in this thing. This is the worst part. It didn't even want to step on the trap. It just kept hiding. It wasn't until I needed to reload that it came out to take advantage of it. It was kind of mean like that. It dropped this weird crap too. Anyway, I found Frank eventually.
Look, just talk to Frank, okay?
It's safe. You can come up. I don't know how you've made it this far. Those savages have blocked every exit. They even collapsed the surface tunnel. But remember what happened in 85? When the kinetics team overloaded the Secretron? They triggered a singularity that carved a hole clean through to the next sector. We could do it again right now, if these damn quakes hadn't broken the electron pumps. So I sent my team to the blacksmith. He can make the parts to fix the pumps. We'll make our own exit. All my people need to do is follow the pipes. Red, yellow, green, they'll find their way to the pumps they need to fix. It's been hours since they left, but they'll be back, I'm sure of it.
So yeah, I was really going through it at that point, and I thought that painting might cheer me up. I decided to sleep in this locker room real quick. As you can see, I'm thirsty, tired, everything. Just everything at once. Low in ammunition as well. It's not looking good. Also low battery. But I did find that save point, so we have to check in at least. We can respawn if we die. And then almost immediately, this dude, like, you have got to be kidding me. I wanted them snacks too. It's like this thing just knows when you're in a bad situation, by the way, because I was like, oh, maybe I just like let the trap charge, come back, I don't know, pick it up if I can. Then the second I turn my back, dude runs in, and now this guy's on me as well. I just decided to pick up the trap and run, because it just ain't worth it here.
There is, of course, another explanation for the Exor's apparent similarity to ourselves. Without the necessary data,
I don't have the bullets for this.
For unnecessary speculation. Besides, a little closer to birds, if you ask me.
I ain't gonna lie, that's super bad luck. What are the odds that guy would just be up there? By the way, the reason why I'm pulling a torch out there, it's a lot darker, like, in the game than it is in the recording. So, like, I could barely see what I was jumping down to. I was hoping it wasn't just a hole. At this point, I'm hopelessly lost, and I'll have to admit it. I had to sneak past these dudes. I had no idea where I was going. I don't know how I got so lost. I think it's because I was running. But yeah. I hate that if you pick that trap up before it finishes charging, it has to start charging when you put it down again. It's not good. But I guess you can't just abuse it then. Yeah, I was not taking any chances with that dude at this point. We have come so far. I don't know where I am. If I die, I have to run all the way back here. Power cell is a bonus, so I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know what that was until this point. And holy crap was that close. But the only way I know to go right now is forward. If I go backwards, I'm already lost. I don't know where I am. And I died. Now, I had this genius idea to use the chair to get back there because it doesn't take stamina. But then I forgot that if you don't have a screwdriver, you can't pick the chair back up. So I decided to do this entire mission of recovering my items on the chair. And then just thought, you know what, screw it. We're staying on this chair to the end. I'm going to be honest, do not underestimate the chair. The chair is such a good tool in this game. You know, take its stamina. I can pull out a gun if I want to. I think I can also pull out like a regular fighting weapon. It does look a little goofy, but trust me, it must be a little bit quicker or at least harder to shoot because I don't know, it was funny what happens. He missed every shot. And then at this point, I was a little demoralized because I realized there's no like door or anything. I have to go past the sniper, which I don't know how I'm going to do that. Tried to peek, immediately got nailed. Luckily, I have a lot of armor. I think that would have killed me if I didn't. Or at least taking me like half health maybe, I don't know. Either way, I decided it's chair time. We're gonna serpentine in the chair. Just get straight past this dude. This worked surprisingly well until it didn't. And then I seen the second guy. At this point it was like, oh no dude, if I have to get my stuff back from here, hell no. Hell no. But somehow we pulled off the great escape on the chair. I decided to cherish my freedom. I also decided to go see the blacksmith because I was told to by Frank.
She's too smart for her own good sometimes. But what choice we got? I can trade you parts to fix the pumps, sure. But there's a couple things I need first. Price of doing business. Because Frank ain't the only one with plans. I'll buzz the list to you. One more thing. You're gonna have to unlock the tram station too. One of Frank's people said there's a gateway in there. If that portal leads where I think it does, some of what's on that list is on the other side. I'll give you specs for a tram key. Should open the station right up.
Yeah. After hearing how far we have to go with a train key, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna call it a day because I am not going that far back in right now. Anyway, this game has really surprised me with everything it has to offer.